Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second season of Tell Me Dad. In this season, we will be asking my dad all questions that we have about life. These can be questions about career, personal development, or relationships, or whatever we can think of. So if you're interested in what my dad has to share this time, then stay tuned. Hello, Dad.
Hi, son. How is your leg doing?
Better. Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, you get there. I hope in 3 weeks it's good enough that you can take your flight to Germany.
Oh yeah, sure. Sure.
Because if
You
you
gotta be here.
don't, we gonna be there. I uh, I tell you, your mom is gonna put a gun on my chest.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. No, the doctor already told me it's fine.
All right, that's
Nothing to worry
great.
about. Yeah.
That's super, super. So, what mischief do I get into today?
Well, let's see. Let's see. I have a question about our family
Uh oh.
for you. I think it's
Uh
interesting.
oh.
Um, Honestly, I also looked around a bit on the internet, which questions you should ask your dad. And I found this one, and I found it very interesting. It's very good.
Hmm.
So the question I have for you today is, what's your favorite memory that involves all three of us? So mom, you, and myself.
Wow.
There
Yeah.
are many
Mm.
memories for sure, and I would have
Yeah.
a hard time answering that question.
Yeah. Well,
But let's see.
the point is, um, uh, there are, let's say, at least a handful of memories that were really highlights. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, to pick really one uh, is difficult. I mean, some memories they had quite an impact.
yeah,
The day when you were born was quite heavy on me,
yeah,
because I I was totally, I mean, gone. Yeah, it was difficult, but well, when you say memories, you probably don't mean just one single day, one single minute. Do you also mean like a scenario, a whole day, or something that we did on a regular
yeah. I guess.
basis?
Sure, sure.
As well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have a
Well,
handful. Let's walk
there
through the handful.
yeah, well, there are quite a few questions. So I have to start actually from the day when you were born, and uh, that was some really funny, funny memories. To be quite honest, I just skipped the ones that were kind of heavy on us. Like the day when you were born, and I think we went through that already
Yeah.
in a podcast before. Um, well, I still remember when I got home one day, and mom, she had a hard day, a real hard day, and you were just sitting there on the floor, and uh, um, you were kind of looking and waiting for someone that is going to switch your diapers.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, well, I said to your mom, "Hey, listen, I can build any machine tool, so
Yeah.
I'm going to be able to switch a diaper." And she said, "You got to be careful." I said, "Why? It's going to explode or what?" So she said, "Well, you'll see." And I put you on that big table that we had,
Yeah.
the sideboard, and I unlocked the old diaper, and wow, it was kind of smelly, So I took that away. I cleaned you, and everything was just all set for the new diaper. Put the new diaper underneath you, and just that second, your little man got up,
Yeah.
got up, and I tell you, I was so shocked because like 10 seconds later, I was wet. I
Yeah.
was wet from my chest down to my pants. So these are things I don't know why I remember that, but it was so funny because first I was mad,
Yeah.
but you were laughing.
I was laughing.
Yeah, you were laughing, and just to watch you laugh made me laugh. And then mom came in and she's laughing. So well, I mean, it was no big deal, but it was something to remember. And
Yeah.
of course, the trips that we made, the trips that we made are also there were also occasions and days that I really like to remember. I still remember our first trip to Greece,
Hmm.
to Halkidiki, this sunny resort,
Yeah.
beautiful hotel, and we had
Yep.
a
True.
beautiful room, beautiful suite. And they were like on the beach. There were like I don't know, 10, 15 restaurants. There was one um, fish restaurant.
Yeah.
And we made a reservation. We went there because you and I, we both like fish. Mom
Yeah.
doesn't like fish.
Yeah.
So they had kind of a display with
Yeah.
filled with ice, and on that ice, on top of that ice, there were all these beautiful fishes,
Yeah.
and salmon and I don't know what. And there was one highlight that day. The catch of the day was red snapper.
That was in Cyprus actually. Our first year in
Or was
Cyprus.
it in Cyprus? No, it wasn't in. It was in Cyprus.
It
Yeah,
was in
you're right. In
Cyprus. Yeah.
Cyprus,
Yeah.
in what was the name of the
It
town?
was
Paphos.
Paphos. Yeah.
Paphos. Paphos
Yeah.
in Cyprus. Yeah, and the hotel name
Elysium.
was Elysium. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
you see, I skipped it. Well, at my age, please forgive me on
Yeah.
that. But you are right. It was in Cyprus,
Yeah.
and so well, we were discussing what we're going to have to eat that night, and I asked you, would you like to have fish tonight? Beautiful fresh fish here, and we can take a look if you want to. And of course, you jumped up, and we went
Yeah.
to that display. A big glass display was filled with ice, and on top of that, they had these beautiful fishes. The catch of the day was the red snapper, and I called the waiter and I said, well, I mean, you told me that you like to have that red snapper because it looked very attractive.
Yeah.
So we called the waiter and I said, well, I think they're going to have that red snapper. And he said, well, sir, I must tell you that it's the most expensive fish that we have in here. Well, tell me. I mean, you have a very exclusive taste, and
Yeah.
I could have. Well, I could swear that you would pick the most expensive one. Anyway, so I said, well, how much is it? And he said, well, it's between 80 and 90 euros, depending on the weight. I said, well, the heck with it. It's for two people anyway. And so he took the red snapper, brought it into the kitchen, and later on they served it on a nice plate with some nice decoration around, and
Yeah.
well, it was only half the size than on the display, to be quite honest,
Sure.
because I asked them before they should serve it in kind of fillets, not the whole
Yeah.
fish. I hate that, when you have to kind of disassemble a whole
Yeah.
fish, I hate that,
Yeah. I get that.
with the bones and the fins and all that. So anyway, um, I picked a small piece of that fish, and I mean, I could actually see how you love that fish, So I kind of hit the brake and took it easy,
Yeah.
and well, you ate that. I mean, more or less, you ate that whole red
Yeah.
snapper,
I ate the whole
and you
fish.
enjoyed it. You
Yeah.
enjoyed it so much, And, well, I got something from your mom's plate, and
Yeah.
that was also kind of. She had chicken on a stick. Funny. So that was. I mean, you have to see the whole situation, from
Yeah.
beginning to the end. It was something to remember. It was just
Yeah.
just great,
For sure.
And then I still remember when we were in Singapore. I think we stayed at uh, was it the Meridian Hotel? No, not the Meridian. The Mandarin Oriental
Mandarin
Hotel.
Oriental. Yeah.
The Mandarin Oriental Hotel. And they had on the roof, they had a beautiful pool, but really beautiful.
Yeah.
You could oversee the whole city. It was just great. And the
Yeah.
pool, I mean, Olympia-sized pool, big pool. And you just got into swimming.
Yeah.
I still remember that. You
Yeah.
just get into swimming. I mean, you are at that point. I must mention that you are a great swimmer, almost on a professional level. And but at that time, you just got into that,
Yeah.
and you loved swimming. And I said, well, how about diving? And you said, well, yeah, I can do some diving, but not that far. And I
Yeah.
said, well, if you make it from here to the other side of the pool diving,
Yeah.
then I make people to put it on the newspaper tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it took like seconds, and you got into the water
Yeah.
and you started your approach diving. And you made it
I
from
made it.
one side to another. You
Yep.
made it.
I made
And you got
it.
up and you raised your hands and you say, I did it, I did it.
Yeah.
And the next day I got a newspaper. Thanks God you couldn't read. So I said, hey, look here what the writing here. A young fellow from Germany,
Yeah.
that diving from one side to another in the Mandarin Oriental pool, and you are so proud of yourself.
Yeah.
You were so proud of yourself, and it was just great. These are scenarios and days and minutes that you just don't forget. So well, it makes life worthwhile, because that is living. It's not just being alive, eating food, drinking something, and go to bed. It's just sucking it in. I mean, enjoy your life and have fun and I think we were pretty good at that. When I
Yeah.
when I think about the trips. Oh, remember? But I think that was in Greece at that resort, um, when we rented two trikes. What was it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
That
trikes, yeah,
was.
some trikes that you had. They were electric driven, with
Yeah.
three wheelers and
Exactly. Basically scooters with three wheels. Yeah.
scooters with three wheels,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
had one and I had one. You had probably the fastest one,
Yeah.
and we took a real nice trip, but on the way back, it went kind of uphill.
Yeah. I
And
remember.
and my
Yeah.
scooter, he kind of died,
Yeah.
and I tried to push it,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
didn't work. That was so crazy. I had to walk all the way uphill, that
Yeah.
was. uh, and you
Yeah.
were using your scooter, driving around me, going up and
Yeah.
down, and having fun, and your poor
Yeah.
dad was pushing his
Yeah.
scooters uphill. Oh, so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. I
And then, of
remember.
course,
Damn.
the days that we had on
Yeah.
Madeira, I think that was also something that's unforgettable. The first time you did this, what is it, skydiving or
Yeah.
sky
Parasailing. Parasailing. I did.
parasailing
Yeah.
was it? Yeah,
Yeah.
parasailing. I had a bad feeling, and I,
Yeah.
I I took you to the beach where they had this boat and the whole stuff that they put around you and the sail and all that. And
Yeah.
and and I talked to the head guy and I said, "Come on here, listen. I tell you, no risk here, no risk.
Yeah.
You take care of that young fellow. And he said, yeah, sure, sure, sir, but it's not the first time that we're doing
Yeah.
that. So and you were kind of embarrassed.
Yeah.
You said, come on, Dad.
Yeah.
They do that every day. There is no risk. And then I saw you in like 80 or 100-meter high.
Yeah.
And your mom was sitting at the balcony in the hotel, and
Yeah.
you
She stayed in
passed
the
by.
hotel. Yeah.
Yeah, and you passed by, and she almost died.
Yeah.
My son, oh God.
Yeah.
That was also funny. But I must say, when you really got me into a situation that I almost wetted my pants. That
Yeah.
was that was when we were renting that car.
Yeah.
Remember, what was it? Not that. Yeah, the Fiat Panda was the first time. This
Yeah.
is also a good story that I never will
Yeah.
forget. The second one was a Kia. I think a
Yeah.
Kia,
A
small
Kia Rio.
Kia. Yeah, Kia Rio, and we went to the highest point with the car to the
Yeah.
highest point on the island. There are 3 points that are about similar height wise, but this was the only one that you could go up there by car, and they had a big platform up there, and you could actually see the clouds, and that's it.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, the clouds from above.
Yeah.
But what kind of scared me, and I'm tough, I tell you, was the way you were driving with that car
Yeah.
and without any fear.
No fear.
And well, yeah, the point was on your side, you couldn't see that really, but I was sitting. Um, well, I was a co-pilot, and whenever I looked outside, I could see like 100 meter, 200 meters
Yeah.
straight down,
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, careful, careful, Paul, careful." And I still
Yeah.
I still remember that moment when that big truck was
Yeah.
coming,
I still have that on
and
video. I still have the
is that right?
video.
I said, Paul, be careful. It's not gonna work. That I
Yeah.
mean, it's not gonna work. We have to think about something else. Maybe we find a uh, piece of street where it gets
Yeah.
wider a little bit, and you said, no, that it's no problem. We're gonna
Yeah.
make it, And I closed my eyes, and we passed that truck, and it was. I mean, between the truck and us was like half an inch
Yeah.
or something like that. But I mean, the people of Madeira, they kind of are used to that,
They're used to it,
and
yeah.
and and the only thing that protects you from kind of falling down or was that little wall,
Yeah.
which was like half a meter high. Well, it was concrete, of course.
Yeah.
But anyway, an
Yeah.
impact with a truck. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
know what would have happened. But I was, whoa, I was close to really needing new underwear. It
Yeah.
was just, it was just amazing. And then, of course, the experience we had with that Fiat Panda.
Yeah.
That was Fiat Panda stick shift,
Yeah.
smallest engine they had.
Yeah.
And we went up from Funchal to Monte
Yeah.
because we wanted to go to that slate,
Mm.
what is it called? Slate skating or
Yeah, I
whatever,
guess so, yeah.
these skates that they have from the old days where they
Yeah.
used to put bring the fruits from up there down to Funchal, to sell it, and
Yeah.
they looked like a big slate,
Yeah.
slate on. I mean, and the street where they went down it was kind of, I mean, like a mirror, as
Yeah,
slick as a
yeah.
mirror. It
Yeah.
was amazing, and they had quite some speed. But the part is to get up there. To get up there, we had two ways. One was with the
The cable car, yeah.
the cable car, the
Yeah.
cable, the cable car,
Or driving.
and the other possibility was driving. So I mean, your mom said we're gonna drive, no question about it. I'm not
Yeah.
getting to that cable car. So um, there was the street, and the last part of that street was, I mean, we really went uphill. I mean,
Yeah.
and about, I would say about 50 meters before reaching the highest point, um, you were in kind of, what was it, second
Yeah.
gear, and I said,
Yeah.
well, Paul, you have to go into first and just
Yeah.
speed up, and let the clutch slip a little bit, and I was giving my advices,
Yeah.
and you were just working like a horse,
Yeah.
to get that car stable and get it uphill. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, we had this. Well, we had actually, I think, three attempts,
Yeah.
to get up there. And the third attempt, we kind of speeded up, to get in one shot up there. But
Yeah.
the same thing, and then mom said, "Well, I get out of here, and
Yeah.
that takes the weight off, and then you can
Yeah.
go." Well, she was kind of right, because
Yeah.
it made it easier, but still that clutch was slipping so badly,
Yeah.
and smoke around the car, and
Yeah.
I mean. Behind the car, on the side, in front of the car, that clutch
Everywhere.
was burning so
Yeah.
badly, but we made it. You
You
made
made
it
it
up
up.
there. And
And
people
I
they
floored
came
the
and they
car.
looked.
I
Yeah.
floored. I gave
Yeah.
full throttle and I just had to slip the clutch. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I had no chance of getting up.
Yeah. Yeah. But we made it. First gear.
Yeah,
And,
first,
and
of
that was
course.
it. Yeah.
Everyone was
So,
looking, staring at the car.
oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And I still remember when you said, well, if something happened, if the clutch breaks and the car goes backwards,
Yeah.
I said, well, you go against the wall, on the side. You drive against the wall and that's it. And when we got up there, the people were standing around,
Yeah.
standing around and looking at us, and it was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
And you and mom, you went to this slate ride,
Yeah.
and I had to bring the car downhill. I mean, downhill was good. Well, it
Yeah.
was good for the clutch. It
Yeah.
was good for me.
Yeah.
So, and I was waiting, waiting there for you.
I remember
Oh
you had
boy!
sandals on, and as you were driving, you took the sandals off. You drove with just your socks on.
Right, right. Well, but these, you see, it's priceless. These are these
Yeah.
are the moments in life that you never ever forget.
Yeah.
And how many times did we
Yeah.
talk about this? And
Many
each time,
times. It's funny. Yeah.
we have a big laugh. It
Yeah.
was it
It's
was
funny
just
each time.
yeah. So I must say that was just great.
Yeah.
Just great. Yeah. So and then of course another big moment just recently was the moment when you got your uh, Bachelor of Business Administration.
Yeah.
And remember when I told you that a friend of mine, he had a picture from his son. He
Yeah.
studied in Harvard, and when he got his degree, he also had his black coat with this special
Yeah.
hat, this doctor hat, whatever it's called. And my friend, he had his son in his arm, and
Yeah.
was so proud. And he had this picture. He had that every day in his chest pocket here. It was
Yeah.
something that he was so proud of. And I told him, well, it won't take long, and I'm gonna have the same picture with my son.
Yeah.
And when you finished your university last year, and mom and I, we came to this big celebration, and you got your certificate and your hat and all that, and we made exactly the same picture,
Yeah.
and I also have that in my pocket, in my wallet,
Yeah.
so I can look at it once in a
You
while.
printed it out?
Yeah, 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 of course, of course. It makes me proud, it makes me
Yeah.
really proud. And these are the moments in life, well, that happen only once.
Yeah.
You cannot repeat that. This is just priceless. This is great.
Yeah.
And then, of course, all the moments when you like when you get home now on the 18th of December and you drive up the driveway here, and Mama's gonna see you, and just watching mom,
Yeah.
her face and the way she looks, and and she's shaking, you know, and
Yeah.
these are also moments that are priceless. So
Yeah.
that's these are the moments that kind of um, make life worthwhile living. So uh, when I think back, you know, we had so many great moments that we enjoyed on our trips, and also moments at home here when you were helping me out, which
Yeah.
started at a very early stage, I must say. You know, when you
Yeah.
were kind of a small guy, you know, and I was doing something, you were always there to help me. You know,
Yeah.
remember a couple of years ago when we had to get rid of 8 trees
Yeah.
that we had to get out.
My God. Yeah.
And I said, "Come on, we're gonna make it," you know. And you said,
Yeah.
"Well, we can also call a company." And
Yeah.
I said, "No, no company. We can do it." Took us
Yeah.
like 2 days, you know, and we
Yeah.
got these 8 tree kills. But I was done. I
Yeah.
was absolutely done, you know.
Yeah.
Or the piece of land that we just sold when we had to kind of make that even, uh, to get some loan on it, and we had to collect all the bricks and
Yeah.
stones that were laying there. And oh gosh, you know, it was like a whole week, you know, we worked
Yeah.
on amazing. And then of course, when I go through the pictures that I have, and I look at the pictures with you and your dog,
Yeah.
also a lot of great moments, you know, a
Yeah.
lot of great moments, you know. I still remember when you were on the lawn and you were laying down, you know, just to rest a little bit. You know, it
Yeah.
took like 2 seconds, and the dog was on top of you.
Yeah.
But he did that only with you,
Yeah.
only with you. You know, when I laid down on the lawn, you know, and uh, he would have let me dry
Yeah.
out. You know,
Yeah.
it's amazing. He did that only with you.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. So, and then of course the repair jobs that we did in the house, you know, whether it was the freezer or the when we put behind behind the oven, when we put tiles on the wall, new tiles on the wall, and we had to get rid of the old. There were granite plates,
Yeah.
big granite plates, and we
Yeah.
had to get rid of them. Remember that, you know,
Yeah.
the weight was more than 50 kilos a piece,
Yeah.
and and the kitchen was still installed, and there was like
Yeah.
oh, it was just, I mean, one wrong move, you know, and
Yeah.
we would have created a $5,000
Yeah.
problem, you know.
Yeah.
So, but we did it, you know. I mean, hammer, chisel, and 4 hands.
Yeah.
We did it, you know. It was amazing. I like that, and I'm always proud when you send me a video or some information when you fix something and you say, "Well, Dad, look here, how I fixed that." You know, so this is and you see with situations like this, I always think that I have done one thing right. I never said, "Well, Paul, look how I am doing that now. You can learn from that." No, I always said, "Paul, I tell you which way to go and how to start,
Yep.
and you do it. You
Yep.
do it. And if you have a question, just call me." You know,
Yep.
I was always on your side, but not like a teacher or I gonna show you how to do. You know, I had always, whether it was wallpapering, whether it was repairing of, I don't know, anything. You know, I mean, we have fixed everything in this house so far. That's
Yeah.
amazing. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Literally.
So there were, I mean, it was not just one highlight and one moment. There were, I mean, the whole life so far was the last 25 years was um, just great. You know, every day, every week. I mean, we had a couple of real good laughs. You know, I mean, I must say. Um, I mean, 24. I'm now married to your mom, 24 years next Thursday.
Yep.
and I mean 24 years of joy and laughter and fun, and it was just great. So it's not just one moment. This is the message that I want to send to you. It's not like, well, there was one highlight only, or
Yeah.
there was one moment in life, and no, it was 25 years of just great. I mean, in your since you were part
Yeah.
of the team,
Yeah.
23 years. 23 years. Your birthday is the 14th
14th. Yeah.
next month, and then it's 23 years of just um, fun and enjoyment, and I must say we have shared a lot of moments. It was
Yeah.
not like three lives. It was just as a team. It was one great life, one great experience, and it was good. I mean, uh, you let us have taken part on your life,
Yeah.
and the same we always enjoyed when you were part of our life. So important is that it's not only just focused on one point that you always remember. It's got to be a lot of these
Yeah.
experiences, a lot of these points, and a lot of things to remember. And when you get older, in my case, when you get older, you have a lot to remember.
Yeah.
And so it's never boring. Quite often I find myself sitting in a chair and having a glass of wine and just think about these moments. Or mom and I were sitting at the kitchen table, having a cup of coffee, and we say, "Well, do you remember when we
Yeah.
did this and that and that?" And sometimes for 2 3 hours we are just sitting there, and we are getting from one experience to another, and I mean, we both like to laugh.
Yeah.
That's the good point. And so the message is, make life that it's not just one moment. Make life that you have a lot of things to remember, and make life enjoy the whole life enjoyable. That is very.
Yeah.
And I hope that our audience out there, that they will also get this message and learn from that. Because living as a family, as a team, is uh, much more enjoyable than having just one moment for yourself. So you see, this is something that I regret very much. When I was traveling a lot, I went to a lot of beautiful cities, a lot of beautiful places, but I always, well, in quotation marks, I always enjoyed these places alone or
Yeah.
with my distributor or with a business friend. But it's different. It's different when you enjoy something. Uh, uh, well, like a walk through Buenos Aires in Argentina.
Yeah.
This is just, I mean, pure emotions. You hear this tango music, on every corner. This is something, when you enjoy that as a family, it's much more fun than just walking through there and all by yourself and listening to that, and you can actually see the people that have you as a guest. They have been in Buenos Aires their whole life. For them it's nothing special.
Yeah.
For them it's they just go there, and they are probably happy when Willie says, "Okay, it's enough now. I'm gonna go back to the hotel." But also cities like Cape Town, just, I mean, one night or one day in Cape Town, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And well, I can give all our uh, au- audience the advice: enjoy life if possible with your family, with your spouse, or with good friends. This is much more enjoyable than try to enjoy it all by yourself. All right,
Yeah.
son. I hope this is. I mean, probably as always, when we hang up later on, I get these lightnings,
Yeah.
that I say, shoot, I should have told him this and I should have told him that. But on the other hand, the things that get up to or get into your mind first
Yeah.
are really the highlights.
Exactly. Yeah.
And these moments that I mentioned, they were just. I mean, there were many more moments that were on almost the same level. But these are the moments that get into my head. I mean, the first moment when you ask a question like this, these are the moments that I love to remember, and it was so much fun. When
Yeah.
I tell you, when I later on, when I'm sitting down there with mom, and she says, "Well, what did Paul ask you today?" And I said, "Well, he asked me this question, and it's probably going to take another 2 3 hours that we are sitting there, and she's going to say, well, did you tell him about this? Did you tell him about that?"
Yeah.
Amazing. So, well, son, I hope that you enjoyed our
Yeah, that was a lot of
time
fun today.
today.
Damn.
It's
That
it
was a
was,
lot
yeah,
of fun.
well, it's nice to remember these little stories. I mean, behind every moment that we were focusing on before, there is actually a whole story. Like when we rented that Fiat Panda and went uphill and the clutch was always burning. Well, the whole day was a story.
Yeah.
It started with when we rented the car, to get used to the car, to that stick shift,
Yeah.
and the first ride on the autobahn, and the car slowed down, and I
Yeah.
said, "Come on, you have to get into a slower gear and then just speed up."
That
And
was
the
crazy.
car, I mean, the slightest uphill section on the autobahn, that car slowed down. It was, I don't know what kind of engine was in the car. It was probably something from a toy.
Literally.
It was just, it had maybe 35 horsepower or
Yeah.
something like that.
That's crazy.
But you see, there is always a whole story behind that.
Yeah.
And uh, these were great moments, great days, great vacations, great. And also when we finished the jobs here in the house, when it was done and we looked at it and it was working, and we saved all the money for the
Yeah.
for the craftsman, and we
Yeah.
did a great job. And yeah, well, these moments, these are priceless. These are worth more than the money you saved for the handymans that could come in and fix it. It's just this feeling of success. It's wow, we did it you
Yeah.
know so well, it's there is always a whole story behind it. All right, Sam, I think I'm gonna let you off the hook for today. And again, I'm looking forward when you come here on the 18th. We have a lot to talk about, and
Yeah.
we're gonna have a glass of wine
For
together
sure.
one day. Or maybe I have 2 new bottles of champagne. Great.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, we're gonna try that. So take care of yourself. Take care of your knee.
For sure.
Don't overdo it. And say hello to all your friends and to the people in your company. You picked the right company to work with.
Yeah.
Because from what I heard from that company, it's first class.
Yeah.
No question about it. Alrighty, Sam. Take care. All the best, and talk to you next time.
Talk to you next week. See you, Dad.
Alrighty. Take care.
Thank you everyone for listening to this episode. If you're interested in what my dad has to share next time, then make sure to tune in again next week. And if you have any questions that you want my dad to answer, then please feel free to send them to us. Hope to see you next week. Bye bye.